Hey, this is Dragon Feather, and I'm going to be answering more questions. So I will just start the questions. Okay, so the next person who asked me a question is Natural Essence 18, and they asked, what type of music do you listen to? I listen to tons of music. Music is kind of my life. It's probably the biggest aspiration. I love listening to music, and I have a hard time not listening to music. Like, while I make videos, I would like to listen to music, but I don't because I think it's rude when people have music playing in the background when they're, like, making videos. I don't know. It distracts me when I'm watching. But the types of music that I listen to is I mostly listen to, metal, heavy metal, screamo, emo, rock, classic rock. That's my main genre that I listen to, but I also listen to, like, old music, such as Don Henley, Elton John, and I won't go into bands. I'll just put, like, a list of bands right here. Here, let me scoot over so I can fit it. So I'll just, like, put my list of bands that I listen to, which is, like, more than anything. But I also listen to, aside from the more, like, rock, heavier genre, I do listen to other types. I love dubstep. I love techno, I love dance, I love electronica or electronic, I love house, I love progressive house, I love all that kind of music, but I have a hard time listening to rap. I mean, there is rap that I do listen to, like I do listen to Eminem a little bit, but the main people like Drake and Lil Wayne and Nicki Minaj, like, I can't listen to those. It's like, I can't listen to it. And then on the other side, I also listen to spiritual music, like, for my spiritual stuff. Like, I'll listen to meditative music, I'll listen to, music for my festivals or for my S-bots. When I perform ritual, I have my iPod sitting, by my altar playing my music, and I have a playlist of music that I go through when I do ritual. So I hope that answers that question. The next one is, what do you think about people with long hair? Personally, I love long hair on pretty much everybody. I think it makes people look so much nicer. I think short hair, in my opinion, is weird. Unless it looks good on you. Like, I have friends who have short hair and it looks great on them. But I usually think when people grow out their hair, they look much nicer with longer hair. And on guys, I think it's really, 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 like, attractive to have long hair on a guy. It doesn't look so, like, how should I put this? It doesn't look so, when they have, like, a buzzed haircut, it just looks too, Western. I'm not really into Western styles. But I really like the more natural look, and if your hair grows to be this long, like this long, I like it that long. What are my deities? I don't work with deities very much. I tend to just work with God and Goddess, and the only one I've attempted to work with is Isis. Though there are other goddesses I would like to work with. I would like to work with, Hecate, Bast, Aphrodite, Selene, and there's a few other ones that their names escape me. I mean, I listened to them, and okay. Poseidon, I'd like to work with Poseidon. I would like to work with Apollo, and I would like to work with Venus. Now, not the planet Venus, the goddess, and Jupiter. Not the planet, the god. Okay, so those are the ones I'd like to work with, but until I get to a certain point in my own spirituality, I won't ask of their help. Do you play any instruments? As a matter of fact, I do. I play a lot of instruments, actually. I sing. That's one of my instruments, I guess you could say. I have another channel that I am posting, like, musical covers, songs that I've written myself, and things that I've learned on piano, which is another thing that I play. I play the piano. I taught myself how to play piano about 1.5 years ago maybe more like 2 years ago, off of YouTube. Just YouTube tutorials, and every time I try to learn a new song, I try to challenge myself with something harder. And right now I'm in the middle of writing an album, and I'm going to have my dad record me because he's a professional recording engineer. And we're going to get an album on iTunes, so that'll be fancy. I also play alto saxophone. I learned how to play in 7th and 8th grade with band at my school, and I absolutely love it. I still have it, and now when I practice, I play my saxophone to like heavy metal music. A lot of people are like, that doesn't work, but it doesn't sound too bad. So yes, I like to play drums by myself. I don't like anyone else listening because I'm not like good enough for other people to hear, I guess. I consider myself that I do play the drums because I have been successful before with certain beats and stuff, and I love like doing the fills and stuff. It's a lot of fun. But my friend, he's teaching me, or he's going to teach me how to play more professionally, I guess you could say, or just like with more talent per se. I don't know. He's really, like, he has 2 kids at his house, and he's like, you could go on one, I could go on the other, and I could teach you that way, and I'm just like, perfect. So yes, and I'm also aspiring to play the flute. I have played my friends' flutes before, and it's been very easy for me because of the way that the mouthpiece works. It's just easy in my opinion. And if I ever get enough money, I will buy a flute and I will learn how to play. What's your favorite country in the world? Well, I have not been around the world. I've never been outside of the country that I live in, which is the US. But countries that I absolutely love is I would love to go to Denmark, which is where some of my ancestors are from. I'd love to go to England, which is also where some of my ancestors are from, and to Ireland as well, which is another part of my heritage. And I would love to go to Russia. I have an obsession with Russia. I like to talk in Russian accents all the time. I don't know why, I just do. So I guess you could say I have a weird obsession with Russia. Do you have any psychic powers such as talking to animals? I believe I have an ability to be able to feel other people's emotions like they were my own. And I have a really hard time with this because when people are feeling really sad, it makes me really sad, and I have a hard time. I think that's called an empath. But I have to usually, after I spend a lot of time around a lot of people, I usually have to come home and ground myself and get rid of that energy that I pick up on. Where do you get your pagan Wiccan items such as my necklace? I go to Psychic Eye, which I know there's only 2 stores. There's stores only in California and in Nevada, and that's where I got my pentacle and the majority of my Wiccan items. But I really just pick things up wherever I go. Like if I see something at Target, I'll get it at Target. If I see something at like a festival, I'll get it at a festival. Like really, they come from everywhere. It's not just one store. I've been to many different pagan stores as well. I've been to one in Hollywood. I've been to just some random ones. And I've also gotten things at like places where pagan things do not belong. You're just like, why is that there? So that's another thing. What do you think about shamanic drugs such as natural hallucinogens like DMT? Actually, I'm glad you asked about this because I am actually in the middle of reading a book on DMT. DMT, the spirit molecule, and it's written by Rick Strassman, MD. I'm not sure what that means. But it's about him giving this natural it's produced in our own brains, DMT is. But you probably knew that if you asked me that. And it's produced most when you're a child. That's why children have like, you know, invisible friends? No, imaginary friends and things like that. And it's produced the most at death as well. So, very interesting. I suggest you read this book. It's about him testing DMT on other people who have used other types of natural hallucinogens. What do you think about black magic? Black magic is very interesting to me. I would never try it myself, but if someone were to talk to me about it, I would be more than happy to listen and learn about it. I think it's interesting. And I think it's a different approach to magic than what I use, and I would love to learn first person what it is and stuff like that. So that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and keep sending me questions. I love it. If you have any questions on video ideas as well, please leave those below. And just participate, you know, it's fun. So until next time, blessed be, and bye!